Do you believe
No,
do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't
what?
know.
Donald Trump yesterday during a discussion with MSNBC's Chris Matthews, and you heard him say women should face punishment for having an abortion if the procedure would be banned. Now, Trump has since walked back those comments, releasing 2 statements to correct those remarks, and according to his spokeswoman, he misspoke. For more on this story, we welcome the president of the March for Life Education and Defense Fund, Jeanne Mancini. Jeanne, your reaction first to what Trump had to say and his efforts to walk it back subsequently.
Well, the comments yesterday were very much out of touch with the pro-life movement at large, and most definitely with women, and especially women who've had an abortion. The truth of the matter is that any of us in the pro-life movement who are working to build a culture of life know that any woman who's gone through that, who's chosen that, needs an invitation to a path to healing. She doesn't need a threat of punishment over her. So that's how we would approach it.
And with walking back or clarifying the comments, does that make a difference the way you regard Mr. Trump and his candidacy?
Well, I can't judge Mr. Trump's heart, and I appreciate and respect the fact that he's clarified his view, and he's come to a place now that's much more in line with the mainstream pro-life movement, you could say. And frankly, this is now a teachable moment. We're getting a lot of different media play so we can talk about what we really believe, that being pro-life is wanting what's best for mom and the baby. Being pro-life is good for women.
Well, there's been an interesting situation with Donald Trump, his evolution as a citizen and now as a candidate. During previous debates, while he said he is now pro-life, he also championed the, quote, women's health work that Planned Parenthood has been doing. Is that cause for concern, his support, albeit limited, for Planned Parenthood?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. I think he's got a lot of room for education and information on some of these issues, and he hasn't done his homework on the fullness of Planned Parenthood if he holds that belief. It's just erroneous. I remember when he said it during a debate, I almost had a heart attack, and I immediately tweeted at him. I don't know him, I've never met him, anything. A resource that we did here at the March for Life showing the truth about Planned Parenthood and what really goes on behind the scenes. So just to point that out, Planned Parenthood does 1/3 of our nation's abortions. They're the nation's largest abortion provider. This past year, they committed 327,000 abortions. They charge approximately $500 an abortion. So we're talking, they're making close to $165 million annually on abortion. This is a mega business, a mega abortion business, and it's really unfortunate that Mr. Trump hasn't seen the light on that.
Jeanne, you mentioned that you went to social media, to Twitter, to take issue with Donald's comments on that. I'm just wondering, and I don't know if it affects your tax status. I guess it's not advocacy, but would you be willing to sit down with Donald Trump to talk about this issue? Do you think it would behoove both Mr. Trump as a candidate and the pro-life movement? We've got about a minute left.
Okay, a minute left. I'll speak quickly. You betcha. I'd be really happy to sit down and talk with Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or any other candidate that's interested in hearing more about the life issues. We, as a C3, we do not endorse any of the candidates, but we absolutely encourage good conversation and good messaging about this, and would be delighted to speak with anybody on either side of the political aisle about the issues.
So you see, in lieu of Twitter, and we understand the importance of social media, sometimes we think it's good to utilize television to issue an invitation. And so, Jeanne Mancini, hopefully the Trump folks are watching, and the other candidates as well. Maybe you'll get a sit-down visit with everyone who hopes to take up residence at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But for now, you have our thanks. We very much appreciate your time tonight on Newsmax Prime.
Thanks for having me, JD.
So you heard Jeanne Mancini. She'd be happy to sit down with the Donald and all the other candidates. Got some comments? Send them to me at newsmaxtv.com/comments or at Twitter, where our handle is @NewsmaxPrime. Journalist panel when we come back.